It is warm today and I'm dressed in my rags. I'm doing the van today, so I'm sweaty, hot and dressed like this, so please do excuse my attire today. But I've got this question that I've kind of pondered on a lot today and over the past few years and months since doing more of my own trips. And it's a question I'm kind of posing to you guys as well at home, because I would really genuinely love to know your thoughts on this. I know everyone has a different opinion on this, and it's what makes my life when choosing a riding partner for a bigger trip really difficult, and that is, how do you want to do the trip? What is a motorcycle adventure to you? What's your ideal? Some people want to stay in hotels, some people want to rough it in camp, some people don't mind winging it, some people want to plan it, some people want, to rally, some people want to go slow. Some people want to have a luxury ride like a touring bike, an adventure bike. Some people don't mind roughing it like on a cafe racer for the whole time, doing a long trip. Some people don't mind going for obviously adventure could be a day-long trip, or it could be a month-long trip. It could be a year-long trip, a 5-year-long trip, who knows? So I would just love to know your thoughts on what do you personally see as a motorcycle adventure right now at this point in your life. I know a lot of people have said recently, we can't wait to see you do more trips on the Royal Enfield back on the road, because I've been doing loads of trail riding on this. So there's a different opinion already, some people prefer on-road, some people prefer off-road. And I'd love to know your thoughts, reasoning. I'd love to hear all of that. So please do leave comments below in the comment section, or if you want to jump over to Discord, there's a forum that we've got. It's quite quiet right now, so please do come along. You can join up for free and we can chat on there, start new discussions, start new threads, and have big topic discussions on there. But for me, this all really started with, at the time I was doing motocross, started watching Charlie Boorman and Ewan McGregor in their first series. I can't remember what one that was. I think it was then the second one that my dad took me up to join the beginning of it on the FJR 1300. I must have been in my early teens. And we all jumped on the bikes, rode up to the Ace Cafe, or maybe away from the Ace Cafe to the beginning of the trip. And it was awesome. And then I obviously watched the series, and since then I just really wanted to get on a bike and go and explore far-flung places with a friend or on my own, out in the middle of nowhere, like desertic scenes where you're far out and really challenged and put to the test. And obviously doing it for us is different to doing it for them, because they do have more money, they got support team, they're being filmed, they're on TV, they're celebrities. So, it's a very different thing. But for me, that's where it all started, and that's kind of where I've been really pushing to go towards recently and just wanting to do more of. Now I've got the bikes to do it. And obviously last year I did a trip which was a dream for me. I did London to Bosnia and back on the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650, and I loved that trip. Most of it was road, and I had a great time. No matter how I did that trip, road, off-road, whatever bike I had, it didn't really matter. I was doing a trip on my own, solo, going really far, experiencing different cultures, different climates, different terrains, different roads, different people. It was fantastic. Wouldn't have changed a thing. But in hindsight, looking back, and I'm going to get to my ideal now of motorcycle adventure, and I'd love to hear yours, like I said. Looking back, the times that I felt most alive, the most kind of thrill, and I guess this comes from my motocross experience and background and watching things like, Charlie Boorman and Ewan McGregor do their stuff. The times that I felt most alive and like I was having a big adventure were when I was off-road. I don't mean like off-road, I mean like on gravel tracks, because I was on road tyres with an Interceptor 650, so didn't have the right bike for it really. But I look back at like Mali Allen in Croatia, gravel tracks, big long gravel tracks, or Forcella Lavadet in Italy, the old military tracks, or the gravel roads up the gravel roads up the Austrian Alps where my gearbox completely gave out. Those moments on the trip were so fun to me, so joyous, where if you break down, there's not much help around, you don't really have phone signal. I mean, in Croatia there are bushfires all over the place, which I wasn't aware of until I got up there. Obviously super dangerous, I do not promote doing that, but whoops, the camera just died, so let's pick it up from there. Okay. Now, I don't want to promote riding through bushfires, That isn't particularly fun or my idea of a motorcycle adventure. It just happened to be happening whilst I was there. Also, I don't want to promote trying to take a bike like I did the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 over terrain that it's not really built for, or without spares and tools to fix it if things do go wrong, because you know, it's not a wise idea really. However, for me, I think my ideal now, right now in this moment of motorcycle adventure, is going off the beaten path. Taking a bike that can do it all. If you want to ride the roads, great. If you want to ride off-road, fantastic. You can do both. You know, there's something about riding off-road where you have to be super switched on. And obviously on the road, you have to be switched on. There's traffic, there's stuff going on, there's people, there's things in the road sometimes, yes. But being off-road, it's a completely different thing. You haven't got to worry so much about other people, but it's more looking up ahead. What's coming up? How do I need to position myself? Do I need to let some air in and out the tires? Do I need to, you know, get off and assess it first? You're always switched on. It's like step by step, moment to moment. You know, you're never thinking further ahead or further behind. You're literally there doing it in that moment. And it is like every single rotation of those wheels, it's a journey in itself. I love that. So that's the first part for me, is the challenge of the challenge. You know, it's being off the beaten track, away from people. If things go wrong, you're self-sufficient. You can fix the bike somewhat yourself. You're carrying the tools to do it yourself. You're carrying food, water, a bit of fuel, a bit of oil. You know, you can stop and pitch up wherever you want. Pack up and go whenever you feel like it. Stop off, make a little coffee on the mocha pot wherever you want. For me, that's super, super exciting. And I think for me, motorcycle adventure really does come down to challenging myself, seeing really, you know, being out of my comfort zone is adventure for me. I'm really not the kind of person that can just go, all right, let's really plan this trip out. Let's stop at these towns and we'll go and do this that night and that night and that night. I mean, it might be nicer when I'm older, but right now I just really enjoy the thrill of the challenge. Basically, that's for me what motorcycle adventure is right now. And I can't wait for the trip that we have planned this year. So Mac, who some of you might have met in the Shropshire vlog that I posted, we posted 2 vlogs from Shropshire. Mac was on a T7. I met him on that Shropshire trip with the TRF. We got on really well. Yeah, it was a funny trip. If you want to see it, you can go check it out. It's in the vlogs. But I texted Mac yesterday, we haven't spoken for a while. I texted him saying, you know, the KTM's MOT, let's get out and meet up, catch up, go for a ride. He was like, yeah, great, this weekend, so we're going to go for a ride tomorrow over the trails. And then I continued to, you know, follow up and say, you know, we spoke about Spain and Shropshire. I think I'd still love to do it, you know. I think it's a great idea to go and do the Tet from Spain up through to France, then get the ferry back from France. Next thing I know, Mac's sending me a screenshot of the ferry for a set date and the times and the price. Like, I think this is the most ideal one. Shall I book it? And I was like, yeah, let's book it. Let's get on it. Let's book it. So he books it and then he's like, do you want to get a cabin? There's a 4-berth cabin. I was like, yeah, for sure. So we paid about 150 quid, I think, each for 2 motorbikes, a 4-berth cabin for a 33-hour ride. I think it's Portsmouth to Santander, Spain. I'm going on the KTM, which is a big challenge in itself because it's an enduro bike. The service intervals are much more frequent. Mac will be on the T7 and we'll see how we go. We're going to ride from Santander up through Spain, up into France, and then get the ferry back from France. We don't really have a plan yet. All we have is the ferry ticket to get to Spain. So we essentially now have 4 months to prepare the bikes. I'll be vlogging that, to prepare ourselves. I think I need to get back in the gym and get fit, get back on the trails, because riding all day, every day across Spain and up through France on trails could be pretty gnarly. So there's going to be some training involved, and obviously we'll vlog the whole trip, the planning of it, the run up to it, the prep for the bikes, the prep for ourselves, and then get on the trip. And I'm super excited to bring some more travel back to this channel because it's about time. And I'm just really happy to be doing another trip this year. And I mean, look, come on. It's 150 quid for the ferry. I think we'll find a cheap ferry back from France. I need to check that out just to get a rough idea of cost. But generally we'll be camping. We'll be off-road most of the time on the Tet. is the plan anyway right now. So I think it shouldn't be it shouldn't be too expensive, which is beautiful. You know, and that also for me, that kind of is an adventure. You're not spending loads of money, you're roughing it. You're doing it for the journey, for the trip, not for the luxury. I can do luxury anywhere. I can get a plane somewhere and have luxury in a city and go and visit a city. But if I'm on a bike, I want to do it for the challenge, you know. Anyway, that's my question. Love to know your thoughts, and I'll see you all very soon.